Hi friends, I am Joel John from Joel John J YouTube channel, and this video is about May Day. So now back to our screen, and we are going to discuss about the International Workers' Day, which is celebrated on May 1st of every year internationally as declared by France. And we look at that in detail. And also US and Canada celebrates this day on first Monday of September. Usually US and Canadians are much, interested on long weekends. So always they will make the holidays to be on Friday or on Monday and take it as a long weekend. That's their lifestyle. And when we talk about this International Workers' Day, this Workers' Day was mainly based on the principles 8 hours a day work. So like it's like 8 hours for working, 8 hours for your recreation. That's your entertainment and other your stuffs, and 8 hours for complete rest because a human body needs mandatory 8 hours rest. So is this is mandatory on all the circumstances? Well, but it's being manipulated in many ways, like 48 hours days a week, because this 8 hours work a day also has a principles like 5 days work and 2 days off. And even in advanced, we are coming up with the advanced countries which are coming like only 6 hours work a day and 4 days work a week, and their productivity has increased. So this is to highlight to the corporate world and the politicians, decision makers that if you work for less hours, you are more productive. And science says that if you are working on a computer environment, at least once in 1.5 hours, you have to take a break. Otherwise, your mind won't work. So human beings have various limitations, and even machines are not idle, right? There is nothing which is called as an ideal machine in this world because none of the machines works with 100% accuracy, 100% productivity, and with 100% performance results all the time. So there is nothing perfect in this world. We can work towards perfection, but still there will be mishaps. So that's all about the concept. And that's why they come up with the labor law. Why they need a labor law? Because the industrial revolution leads to more production. More production leads to more demand for goods and services. The more demand leads to more working hours. The uh, Today in modern, business structure, we call employees as well as stakeholders. But there was once a time when investors and those who turn around the top management were only considered as stakeholders. Even now, they are the main decision makers, but still that lead to more hours of working. So the protest started becoming because people are unable to cope up with that. Their families are broken, and wherever you see more stressful work, the divorce rates goes up, or there is no safer employment and there is no job. The divorce rates goes up. The unmarried rates goes up. The abandoned children. People just don't take care of their children above the age of 13 or 14, or the children just ran away. So all these kinds of things happen because of child labor. By the age of 14 itself, they can find some job. But even after 14, now I think only less than 14 is called as child labor. After 14, if they can find a job, when they have an opportunity, they just leave their parents, they leave their education, they just go as a daily wages. So like that, there are a lot of problems. That's why these kinds of days, celebration days, are much essential. So how are all these manipulated? It's like 48 hours work a day. And if you can work for 12 hours for 4 days, that comes to 48 days working a day, working in a week. So it's not, against the law, but still, can the person who is working work for 12 hours a day? I have personal experience on working on a BPO for 12 hours a day. I personally prefer, there are options like no need to work, can work for extra 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I said 3 hours because if I work for 3 hours, for each hour I was getting credited. If the full productivity, I will be credited like some 800 rupees. Not I think 800 rupees, like 300 rupees. No, like 100 or something, then 200, 300, or finally 800, like that, some stuff. 300, 300, 900, sorry. 300, 300, 900, and some other companies will be 100 or 200, like that. For night shift, they will give 200 rupees allowance. For hardness shift, they will give 200 rupees allowance. Like that, some incentives. And for working on extra day, that's above 5 days, you will get pay of about some 1,000 rupees in addition to your salary. Salary, anyhow, you will get it for the holiday Saturday as well. As you are coming on a Saturday, you get 1,000 rupees additionally credited. Okay, like that, when there are some kind of good incentives, people voluntarily do that. And I was working on a AC room. My job is to just look at a script just like this. He listen to the problem and give the solution, or just put a control F search and give the solution. So that job in an AC room, it's comfortable. Okay. But if you think of the same thing on a mechanical environment where there is a lot of noise around you, after putting the headphone, even the call center noise won't be there. If you don't put the headphone, then it will be noisy, definitely. The persons who will be speaking around you, their sounds will be disturbing. But if you have the headphone, it's not a problem. And apart from that, you have cabs. And at that time, when as we work for another 12 hours, it will be daylight. So I will just skip the cab and catch the bus and go. So that was an easy route for me. And at the time, Volvo buses were running on good condition. Okay, so I prefer that. So I'm more of my stories in. And why I'm talking about all these things without going through the script is this will give a better understanding than when we read through the script. Definitely, we are also going to read through the script because we always do that. As whatever I speak will be from my point of view. We need to know the exact definitions and question and answers to have a good knowledge. So this is how it works. If this is being 12 hours is being allowed, there should be strict enforcement of the law that they should give more money. If for the hardness shift, they should give some compensation money. They should also, in case of this, the person may fall sick. On the time, they should have more number of sick leaves permitted. Because you are asking a person to do something more than what a human being is capable of. Then you should come up with more benefits. And what's there on our hand? Should we again lead a protest like this to get all this? And the simplest way is your fingers can change. Your fingers are going to vote the leaders who rule you. Whether it's a councillor, member of assembly, member of parliament, or anybody, your fingers are going to select the person. And being an indirect democracy, you cannot select a chief minister or a prime minister in India, but even those whom you elect are going to select them, and even that most of them declare who is going to be the chief minister, who is going to be our prime minister. So indirect benefits also we get in this. Okay, fine. Let's quickly deep dive into the topic. So the solution for this is I am not asking you to protest. And one very important thing, never ever damage the production. Never ever give fake records. Because anything which you see in this world, which service you receive in this world is a yield of a working person. So you are the creators. A creator shouldn't damage his creations. So have that in mind. Being an employee, being a worker, being a technician, always be creative. Don't damage things. If you are still, you have the right to take off and protest, but still make sure that it doesn't create a big negative impact to the society, so that others. Man is a social animal, so we all have to live dependent on one another. So let not disturb everybody. But still, we have always the right to take a sick leave, take a personal leave, stay away from without working for some days, because we need our interest to do. But don't fake some records. Don't show excess productivity to get the incentives. Don't go ahead and in the name of strike damage property, in the name of protest block the roads and all those. Please, if you want to do something and if it's much essential for a gathering, get proper permission with proper notification. Please do that. Never protest. This started with protest. Everything started with protest. The freedom we have got, the liberty we have got, and the lifestyle we have got to change the rulers with our fingers. Everything is given by great national leaders with a lot of struggles and a lot of sacrifices. But there is no need for us to sacrifice again, because we have a beautiful constitution which is written and which has lots and lots of freedom for us. And we have the honorable courts who are the guardians of our constitution. So we have always ways to approach them. And today, cases can be filed online. But be careful when you are filing, whether you are going and filing it on the correct website and not on a wrong website. But mostly for courts, I don't think that they will let a website to be wrong. But in banks, it has happened. So be careful about that as well. And fees and other things, confirm much whether you are paying on authentication. So better visit them once, or better visit some of your courts nearby and check with the government staffs there, so that you will get a clear idea whether it's authentic or not. Okay, friends, now getting into the topic about Labor's Day. That's International Workers' Day, May 1st of every year. Labor Day. Labor Day in the United States is an annual holiday to celebrate the achievements of the workers. Labor Day has its origin in the labor union movement, specifically the 8-hour day movement. which advocated 8 hours of work, 8 hours of recreation, that is entertainment. In Tamil, it's called as பொழுதுபோக்கு, and 8 hours of for rest. For most countries, Labor Day is synonymous with or linked with International Workers' Day, which occurs on 1st May. For other countries, Labor Day is celebrated on a different date. Often one of the special significance for the Labor Day movement in that country. Labor Day is a public holiday in many countries. For most countries, Labor Day is synonymous or linked with International Workers' Day, which occurs on 1st May. Some countries vary the actual date to their celebration so that the country occurs on Monday close to 1st May. Again, these people are also following the American and Canadian style of holiday enjoyment. Long holidays. Some countries have a holiday at or around this date, but it is not a Labor Day celebration. The concept of Labor Day dates back to the United States in the 19th century to honor the 1986 countrywide strike for an 8-hour day, which started on 1st of May with culminative to the Haymarket affair in Chicago. The United States 1st May has been designated as Labor Day. Later, it has been changed as well. What is May Day and why it is celebrated? In 1889, 1 May was chosen as a date for International Workers' Day by the Second International to commemorate the Haymarket affair in Chicago and the struggle for an 8-hour working day. As a result, International Workers' Day is also called May Day, but the two are otherwise unrelated. Why is May Day not celebrated in US? While the day traces its origin from an American labor fight for a shorter work day, the US does not officially recognize International Labor Day. Like other countries, the mark Labor Day on different dates. The US and Canada celebrates the Labor Day in September, that is first Monday of September. In Labor Day, is Labor Day in US also. Observed the first Monday in September, Labor Day is an annual celebration of the social and economic achievements of American workers. How is Labor Day in the United States different from the holiday in Canada? In Canada, Labor Day has been celebrated on the first Monday in September since 1980s. As in the United States, while Labor Day parades and picnics are organized by unions, many Canadians regard Labor Day as the Monday of the last long weekend of summer. Who started May Day in India? In India, people started observing the day on 1 May 1923 after the Labour Kisan Party of Hindustan was initiated and Comrade Singarao Vellar held the celebration. A resolution stating the government should allow everybody a national holiday on Labor Day. Since then, May Day has been observed annually. Who started World Labor Day? The first International Labor Day was celebrated on 1st of May 1890 after the proclamation of the First International Congress of Socialist Parties in Europe on July 14, 1889 in Paris, France city. To dedicate May 1st every year as the Workers' Day of International Unity. Okay, so and that's how the International Labor Day, and the first it was celebrated on 1st of May 1980, and the decision was made on 14th of July 1989 in Paris, France, on the Euro. Okay, friends, now we have come to the decision. So we are going to ensure that we get a good pay, that good industries come into the country, and everything happens in favor of employees by our vote power. So remember, when you vote or your work about your working condition, about the job opportunities you have in your countries, and also consider all other factors. The enabling factors are much important. The proper roads, proper drinking water, proper health, proper sanitation. All the responsibilities are done by the political parties. Then only vote for them. If not, change the parties. India is a multi-democratic party. That's why I say that multi-democracy is the best form of politics. But we don't have that much of parties as well to contest, and whose policies are familiar to the people, because hardly two or three parties are there at central level who was four or five will be there, but the rest will be popular only on a particular states. Okay, all others are state parties, but if you go inside the state, three or four parties again within the state. All the others, people who won't be knowing even the principles and policies, and some of them may come up with the attractive offers like low fines on courts, low fines when on violation of law, but more education, so that the person doesn't commit a mistake again. Without education, any country, any state cannot be a welfare state, cannot be a welfare country, cannot be welfare for the people. Education is must mandatory, and also collecting too much of tax and too much of uh, uh, money from the people also won't lead to prosperity. The best example is, I heard that the people who are having ships from a country, from an island, Panama Island, I think so. Other than that, there are also seven tax havens in the world. They are the only able to run their, sea transport at a profit rate. All the others, they may have some freight companies. They are all making good money on all the countries. But if they need a carrier vessel, because the treaties differ from country to country, the tax rates differ. So even not only on the country, home country, wherever they go, based on the home country, they are being charged tax. So that kind of problems are there when you come to international business. So what's the whole point of talking about humanity, one world, one humanity, and all the other great principles like of unity and no war and all those? There are a lot of partialities. So let the thought process flows on, and some great, revolution happen on politics with votes, only with words, mouth, you know, concept sharing, not with hands, and then not with wars, with big machine guns and lot of destruction for the whole world. Let's hope for a good and meaningful society, and without fighting and quarrels. Let all the human beings be prosperous and prosperity lead, and also let the world be more prosperous, and let's have the Mayday concept and workers. And I don't ask people to strike or do some kind of heroism, but because heroism is good to see on films, but when we do it on reality, it has lot of sacrifices will be expected from our side, and a lot of people won't be even able to withstand that. Okay, so voting power, voting power, voting power. And free speech is also not there in the world. Elon Musk feels bad about that, and but most of the countries feel bad about the richest person, business freeness, business, throwing out employees from at any point of time with a very short notice period, or saying that process closed, all those. And if they want to hire employees, they will go for a dead cheap price, and there is no strict labor laws to enforce them to give good compensation, good money, and good benefits. That's the kind of situation which is running around. So with that many hardness people are going through, so I always request you to do everything with your vote power. And also, you have free speech in most of the democratic country. You always support a political views until they gave a hurt speech about other leaders. If they were just speaking about their political view, and if you are impressed by the political view on that particular video, you can always share that YouTube video on your social media accounts and create more fans and followers for that particular party. And I also tried that, but those parties didn't get YouTube views, as well as they didn't even won on the election, or even at a limited margin. So still, if you found that the top parties are even not beneficial for you, always in our country we had a scheme called as Nota, wherein we can say that we don't like any of the contestant, and we can say we can keep our vote away from all the participating contestant. No need to vote for any party or anyone. But I have given my response that I don't want anyone. That also you can do. And if you still you have a new one coming up, even we have an option for, without any party, a person can himself pay some amount and stand for the election. Like that, you can even vote for them. Like that, you have n number of things to do when it comes to the election. So this is where you can show your power. If you're not satisfied with the government, if you're not satisfied with the salary you get, that's the main thing you get directly for you, right? Other factors are much important, because without other factors, the companies won't come in to run the business, or then running a business will be even hectic. Also, concentrate on all the angles, and mainly for workers' freedom, concentrate on voting. Okay, friends, it's time to say bye. It's your Joel John J signing off from you. Bye, bye, and press the thumbs up, share, subscribe, and share your valuable comments, but be respectable. No pinpointing any particular person, just speak about politics. No political party name, but policies of a party which you don't like, we don't like. We want this kind of policies. Okay, and follow YouTube guidelines strict, because even legal actions are being taken in case if comments are abusive, even if a text for tweets, the people are being arrested. So be very careful when you speak or comment on social media. And I don't want that kind of situation to happen to anyone. And also, I don't want these people to be harshly punished for their first time offense. They can be given some, counseling and good educate them about how to express their, feelings in a democratic way. Because, only by power and jails cannot stop. Already on my Valentine's Day video, I would have said with the example, you can put a person inside the bar, but you cannot put the thought process, freedom, right, and liberty inside the bar or anything. You can maybe you can even destroy a human being, but not the thought process and the freedom to think. Okay, friends, that's also denied on some parts of the country. Blessed you are by the God that you are on a democratic country. Still, we need more blessing. So we'll wait for the showers of blessing. Thumbs up, share, comment, and watch all my videos in Joel John J YouTube channel. And subscribe and enable all notification and give more support. Time to say bye. It's your Joel John J signing off from you. Bye. And I'm going to give end. Bye bye.